Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you live with a cat or you share your life with one, you've probably seen a small but powerful gesture. Your cat comes up to you, looks very relaxed, and slowly lowers its head. It's not dramatic or attention seeking. It's just a quiet intentional dip of the head, sometimes followed by a pause, perhaps a nuzzle, or even that familiar soft purr. It might seem like a little thing, easy to overlook in a busy moment, but the truth is, this behavior carries a lot of meaning. And when you take a closer look at what's behind it, it opens up a deeper understanding of how cats express trust, affection, and that all important emotional connection. Today, we're diving into why cats bow their heads to us and what they're really saying in that quiet yet gentle motion. We'll start things off with something rather simple yet important, and that is trust. Cats are instinctively cautious animals, even when they're living in the comfort of a home with food and shelter and loving humans, of course. Those wild instincts still shape the way they interact with the world. In the wild, bowing the head exposes two very vulnerable areas, the neck and the face. It leaves them open to potential threats. So when your cat willingly bows its head to you, that's a big deal. It's their way of saying, I'm not guarding myself right now, and I feel very safe with you and around you. It's a moment of vulnerability. And in the world of cats, that's a clear sign of deep trust and loyalty. This isn't just about physical safety either. Cats are emotional and very sensitive animals. They pick up on our moods, our routines, and our very presence. A head bow is often a quiet physical signal that says, I feel very calm with you, I know you and trust you, and I feel comfortable around you. Now, beyond trust, cats often bow their heads to seek affection, and in many cases, emotional connection. You might notice your pet approaches you and dips that head and just waits and waits. Perhaps they lean in slightly to one side, near where one of your hands are currently placed in that moment. Perhaps your cat presses its face gently towards your hand, or even your shoulder, your forearm. These are often invitations. Cats love to be petted in particular areas, behind the ears, under that chin, and along the sides of their face. These spots are not random, not by chance. They're places where scent glands are located, which means when your cat rubs or nudges you there, they're not just enjoying the touch, they're also leaving their personal calling card behind, their scent behind. It's a subtle way of saying that you're mine and I'm yours, and you are part of my circle, part of my family. When your cat bows its head and lets you pet them, it's more than just a moment of comfort. It's actually a form of mutual bonding. It's how cats affirm their relationships through shared scent, gentle contact, and that unspoken closeness. Sometimes this behavior leads into something called bunting, and if you're watching these videos in order, I mentioned bunting briefly in my last presentation, and you've certainly, I would say, felt this before. A soft yet purposeful bump of the forehead against your arm, your hand, even your face perhaps. Bunting is common between cats who are socially bonded. It's how they greet each other and claim each other, express their sense of community, of belonging, of family. So if your cat bows its head and then bumps you with its forehead, you're not just being acknowledged, you're being included. You're part of their trusted circle. In a cat's world, that circle is certainly very small and very meaningful. Now let's turn our attention to that communication. Cats might be a touch quieter, perhaps a lot quieter than our canine friends, but they're incredibly expressive. Cats use body language to communicate a wide range of their needs and emotions, and over time they learn what gets your attention. So yes, sometimes that little head bow is a polite, nonverbal way of saying, hey, pay attention to me. I'd like something. I'd like you to do something. I have a need. I have a want. Maybe your pet wants a treat. Maybe they just want to be close to you. Perhaps they're asking to be let into another room or even let outside in your backyard. Or perhaps they're just inviting you to share a moment of closeness with them, perhaps a petting session, a cuddle session. It's a good thing. This behavior is often gentle and very respectful on the part of your feline. It's not demanding, it's not loud. It's your cat reaching out for a quiet, familiar touch. A soft signal, soft invitation for you to come a little closer. And the more you respond to your pet with care and that attention that they're seeking, the more your pet will continue using this as a way to connect with you. Interestingly enough, this head bowing gesture also very much has roots in kittenhood. Kittens spend their earliest weeks being groomed and fed and protected by their mothers. They learn early that bowing their heads, especially while feeding or being cleaned, is part of those comforting and nurturing moments. So, even when cats get to adulthood, when your pet bows its head toward you, maybe tapping right back into those kittenhood days and those emotional experiences. It's your pet's way of saying that you feel like safety and you feel like home. And that's certainly a good thing for both parties involved. This is especially true for cats that were weaned early from their mother and closely bonded to their human caregivers at that same early age. If you've raised your pet from kittenhood, or if you just formed a deep connection over the course of time, those early instincts may still be playing out in a way that your cat relates to you and how they relate to you. Some cats even combine head bowing with other behaviors, such as the aforementioned. We talked about that soft purring and kneading, and here again, if you watch the prior video in order of production, we talked about kneading in that one and what that all means. All of this, the kneading, the purring, and the bowing, it's all tied to those early memories from kittenhood of comfort and bonding. Now, while most head bowing behavior is completely positive, certainly a good thing, there's one important thing to be aware of. In some cases, very rare cases, frequent and repetitive head tilting, let's call it, especially when it happens without any context involved. This could be a sign of a health condition, a health issue. Conditions such as inner ear infections, vestibular disorders, and certain neurological issues can cause head tilting to perhaps one side, a general loss of balance, and involuntary movements or jerks of the legs and even of the head. These behaviors look different from the relaxed and deliberate bowing that we've been talking about today. They look very uneasy and uncomfortable by comparison to what we've been discussing here today. If your pet seems a bit dizzy, almost like they're drunk and walking in circles, or your cat has difficulty holding their head high and upright, certainly time to contact your vet. Head tilting in those cases is a symptom, not really a social gesture like we're speaking about today in terms of bowing. As so many cases and so many instances that I've discussed here on the channel over the years, at vet checkup, it's often better to be safe than sorry, certainly. That said, if your cat only bows its head during the calm and social interactions, especially in your presence, of course this is a good sign, a very positive sign. It means that your pet is fully engaged with you or attempting to engage with you and feel emotionally connected. There's also something a bit deeper going on here, something perhaps more personal. When you're going through a very hard day or you're feeling off, perhaps you're unwell, feeling sick, your pet might curl up beside you or approach you and gently bow their head. And in that moment, it can feel like more than just an instinct. It can feel like a true connection, something quiet and very real, something that goes beyond language. Maybe that's part of what makes this bowing gesture so very special. It's not really asking for too much. It doesn't really demand your attention. It just offers your cat's presence, offering the presence up to you, as if your cat is saying, I see you, I'm here for you. And sometimes that's exactly, in our day-to-day life, that's exactly what we need. So before I close things out, let's do a little bit of summarizing just a bit. When your cat bows its head to you, it can mean many different things, often positive things, most of the time positive things, depending on the moment and the actual context, and of course, your relationship and how long you've had your cat, how long you've known your cat. It's usually a mix of the following. It's trust and vulnerability. Your cat's in full surrender mode, while also showing their loyalty, displaying their loyalty to you. It's a request for affection or positive interaction. It's a sign of emotional closeness and bonding. And it's often very much a behavior that is rooted in early kittenhood experiences. And sometimes it's a way for your cat just to communicate calmly and clearly to you, just to let you know, hey, I'm right here. It's one of those gestures that reminds us as cat owners how subtle and expressive that cats really can be and really are. Even when they're not vocalizing like the meowing that we all have come to know and love, cats are always communicating to us and with us in some form, with their posture, with their overall energy, and sometimes just with their quiet presence. And if we learn to notice the little things, become keen on the little things to really see the ways that our cats can reach out to us, we end up building a relationship that is of very high quality and certainly of high value. So the next time your cat walks over to you, pauses a bit, gently bows its head, just take a moment, be present in that moment, offer up a hand or a gentle pet or even just their quiet company or your quiet company right in return. Because that simple gesture, the head bowing, your cat may be saying more than what we could ever truly give them credit for. And now to the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your personal thoughts on this topic? Any personal examples and stories to share about bowing? In your personal experience, when does it happen with your pet? And what does it mean for your cat? What does it mean for you? The comment section, as always, it's all yours. Please share, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. And we'll talk to you later.